Have you ever tried tracking your personal finances with a mobile app and recording each and every single transaction daily just to find out that it's just too exhaustive to handle? If yes, then welcome to the club. Been there, done that. It's a pain. But what if there is a much better and simpler way to track your finances? More of a top down bird's eye view, a method where you can decide yourself how much or little time you want to spend without ever losing track of your finances again. If you're a lazy person like me and only want to spend an hour or two every month or every quarter, or even every year, then stay tuned because this is the approach I'll explain in this video. Hey, I'm Chris, and in this video I'll teach you to get a better grip on your finances. We'll look at a method that is easy to use because there is only one simple formula you need to know, does require the least amount of effort, is adjustable enough to cater to your circumstances, is extendable to whatever level you need, and best of all, is free of charge as you can use a tool like Excel or Google Sheets for tracking. And if you stick to the end, I'll give you a few hints where you can go from there. So without further ado, let's jump right in. So how do we begin? We begin by taking a snapshot. No, this is not about photography, but it makes the point. When we take a snapshot, we get a picture of a point in time. This not only works with a picture, this also works with our finances. So instead of taking a picture, we will write down the current value of all that we own, which includes our bank accounts, properties, stocks, cars, motorbikes, boats, collectibles, cash in our wallet, and other items of value. Now, I've mentioned explicitly to write down the current value because there are items that will depreciate in value over time. A car after 1 year of usage, for example, will be worth less than when you bought it new. So you would check on the internet on a used car sales portal for how much an identical used car is sold now. Another word we can use to describe what we own is assets. We will use this word going forward. Now, this is only one side of the story because we might owe money to other people or companies. So this is what we do next. We write down outstanding credit card bills, outstanding mortgage amounts for our properties, consumer debt, and other outstanding debts we have with other people or companies. Another word we can use to describe what we owe is liabilities. And again, we will use this word going forward. So what we have done so far is that we have determined our assets by adding up what we own and our liabilities by adding up what we owe. If we now subtract the liabilities from our assets, we will end up with our net worth. The net worth describes how much we would have left if we would settle all our liabilities right now at this point. You might have heard of net worth in conjunction with rich people like Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos, and so on, as the same calculation is used to figure out how rich they are. So this is the simple formula I was talking about. Assets minus liabilities equals net worth. And that's what we want to track. We want to see if our net worth is increasing or decreasing over time. Obviously, we will want to see it increasing. The great thing is that because this formula is a snapshot in time, we can apply it whenever we want. We can apply it only once a year to see how we are doing on a year-to-year basis. We can apply it quarterly or also monthly to see how we are doing on a more regular basis. And even if we forget doing it in between, we will still be able to figure out how our current net worth compares to our previous net worth, even when done on an irregular basis. So there should be no argument anymore about tracking your finances. Once you go through the process the first time, it will become very easy and fast to track your finances on a regular basis. Now, there is one word of caution I want to give here. With this formula, we instantly subtract all our liabilities from our assets, which means that if the liabilities are greater than our assets, the net worth number could be negative. This should not cause you to panic, as you don't need to pay back the liabilities instantly. You stick to a payment schedule, and as long as you can pay your rates in time, you'll be fine. And at the end of the term, you'll be free from the liabilities and can then focus on the growth of your net worth. See it as an opportunity to take ownership of your own finances. If your net worth is negative, try to find ways to pay off your debt more quickly. If your net worth is positive, then you can think about strategies to grow your net worth even faster. And this is where we can go from here. We have determined our net worth and we know how to track it on a regular basis. Now that we have this knowledge, we are able to develop strategies on how to get out of debt more quickly or grow our net worth even faster. If our net worth is negative and we need to pay off debt, we can now think about strategies and develop a plan to pay the debt off faster. Some of the things we could do, for example, is making more money through a side hustle, limit our spending for some time, or refinance our mortgage or car loans. And if our net worth is positive, we can use similar strategies by not overspending, for example, and investing into assets such as stocks and properties, or even companies that will help us to grow our net worth even faster. I'll not go into further details in this video, but should you be interested in videos for strategies to get out of debt or how to invest your money to grow your wealth faster, then let me know in the comment section below. If you want the finished template, then check out the description section below this video, which will contain further links. Also, you can click on the next video here that will show you how to create a financial tracking spreadsheet on Google for free from scratch. I do hope that this approach to track your finances makes your life easier and more joyful. Feel free to share the video with your friends, and I'd appreciate, of course, if you could give it a like and consider subscribing if you're interested in this topic. I wish you all the best of luck on growing your net worth and see you in the next videos.